British Jews have a reason to be frightened, and this time it's not Labour. And what's happened during this election, which I'm sure you're aware of, I think something like 5 MPs have been elected into Parliament on a pro-Hamas ticket.
6 if you include Jeremy Corbyn.
6 if you include Jeremy Corbyn. And these MPs have unashamedly said that they have lobbied on a pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine ticket.
Yep.
And there's now as many in Parliament as there are Reform voters, basically. And there was footage, and I don't know if you've seen it, of one of the MPs who won, I think in Birmingham, where their supporters were dancing around them. These are mainly, I'm guessing, Pakistani Muslims or whatever, with knives in the middle of the street. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, they look like ceremonial knives.
Yeah, they were still knives.
They're still knives, but as opposed to machetes.
If it was Tommy Robinson and his supporters with guys and knives, the police would have been there and arrested them all, basically. Yeah. So there was an article, I think it's in the Telegraph, saying British Jews have a reason now to be frightened because of this happening. Do you think that's a fair assessment, Nick?
I don't think they've got a reason to be afraid because those 6 people have been elected. They've got a reason to be afraid for the last couple of years, and because of what's happened in Israel and the backlash here, that's the reason to be afraid. 6 idiots in Parliament won't have that much to say and do themselves. It's tough being a Jew in the UK at the moment. It has been since Jeremy Corbyn took over the Labour Party and anti-Semitism came to the fore then, and then since the October massacre in Israel and the Free Palestine stuff since then, it's got worse and worse and worse. And we've talked about this many times now.
Yeah, I mean, just on that, we posted, or you posted a video about, and I can't remember what we were talking about, but during the video I mentioned that I supported Israel's right to defend itself. And that got some quite hostile reactions, which I was surprised at, because I didn't say I support Israel categorically. I said I support Israel's right to defend. And there were some very emotional responses.
And that's because it's okay to hate Jews now. Because Jews are on the wrong side of the moral compass, according to many people now.
Yeah.
So it's okay to hate Jews. It's okay for
but it's not just okay to hate Jews. If you say, I support Israel's right to defend itself, or Israel has the right to react to the October, you are now castigated by a lot of people.
Again, that's that simple thinking of, if you're not on my side, you're on the side of evil. So anyone who opposes you see this all the time with the trans activists, the Free Palestine activists, the green activists. If you're not on their side, then you're evil, you're a Nazi, you're trying to kill babies, you're trying to end the world.
But isn't this bigger than the trans thing or whatever? Because more people... it's interesting. So there was Comedy Unleashed last week in Manchester. You couldn't come, unfortunately. But I met Rob, the American there, who you do regular meetings in Manchester with. Cancel culture meetings, which I recommend to our viewers. If you're in Manchester, go. I think they're on a Sunday generally, aren't they?
One Sunday a month, cancelling cancel culture. You'll find it on the Meetup app. Free to go to. They're great.
Really good. They're really good. I've not been for a while, but I really enjoy going. And there was a couple there. It's interesting. I'm starting to recognise a lot of people that go there. People I've come across since COVID, either at marches or meetings or whatever. And there was a couple I met there who used to go to we had a WhatsApp group that used to meet up around COVID. It was the third Wednesday thing that came out of. They were there, and I introduced them to Rob. And Rob just kind of hits the ground running, doesn't he? And he was saying, and he was talking about COVID, but then he said something which I hadn't realised. He said, I've lost a load more friends recently. And I said, he was talking to this couple, and he said, once I started telling them that, I was supporting Israel and its right to defend itself, people who had become my allies through the cancel culture in COVID turned their back on me, don't talk to me anymore. So there's a further division happening now in society between pro-Palestinian and I don't want to say pro-Israel because it's not about pro-Israel. For me, it's about the ability of Israel to defend itself in this war, and the ability of to be, to fight for their country. And I understand there's been horrific casualties in Palestine or in the Gaza Strip. I understand all that's going on, but to me, this is the collateral damage, which I know I'll get castigated for of war. So it's interesting. We're talking about British Jews have a right to be scared, but there is a very, very fundamental rift in this country, and there is a lot of anti-Semitism at the moment.
There is. So it's complicated. So we all keep mixing up Israel with Jews, with British Jews, and the three different groups, all together.
Totally.
But we interchange them, and we talk about one topic and move into the other topic, and we're all guilty of it, as if they're all one thing, and that's part of the problem here. Now, when it comes to Israel, I don't care. I'm not anti-Israel. I'm not pro-Israel. I'm not anti-Palestinian. I'm not pro-Palestinian. These are foreign people on a foreign continent in a foreign country. I don't care. They should sort their own shit out. People will die, but people have always died. We have wars all the time. The history of mankind is wars. The terrible, innocent people die. But our history, my lifetime in the West, has been, let's stop messing in people, other countries, because it always ends badly. So I'm not interested in Israel. Then we have to look at Jews in general. So Jews in general are a ethnic race as well as a religion. So some Jews are not Jewish, do not practice the Jewish faith, can be Christians, can be Muslims. They just happen to be a race of people called the Jews. Most of them are Jewish religion. And then we've got British Jews. And British Jews, to me, are British citizens who live here, born here, work here, family raised here, and they just happen to have a different religion to me. So we've got three distinct groups here. But anti-Semitism has been around forever. The conspiracy theories about Jews never go away. And then sometimes, some of, like all small communities, sometimes it's their actions bring some of this distrust upon themselves. Now, if you look at the Orthodox Jewish community in Manchester, they look very different. The fact they dress differently is the same argument of Muslim women wearing the burqa to a certain extent. Why are you separating yourselves from everybody else around you? Why are you looking different? Do you think you're better than us? So that's an issue with Orthodox Jews. There's a problem in this UK with British Jews sending their children to do military service in Israel. I'm totally against that. If your child can't sign up to the British Army, they shouldn't be signing up to anybody else's army. I don't like that. Just like I don't like Muslim kids going off to fight for ISIS or whoever, or even to conscript in Pakistan's army. I don't want any of that going on. You only can have one master. You only can be loyal to one country, and it should be this country. Now, a lot of the problems are quite similar to how Muslims are being treated and feel they're being treated now. So very complicated, but we need to get to the heart of it. And to solve some of these things, as I've been saying for years now, we need that umbrella term that pulls us all together. So it doesn't matter if you're Indian descent and I'm Irish descent. It doesn't matter that if they're a Muslim and I'm a Buddhist, or you're gay or you're trans. We all come together under the nation's flag, under the monarchy, under shared values, with a shared aim of a better life together. And under that, there can be slight deviations of your family likes cricket, my family likes football. Your family go to a mosque, my family go to a temple. There can be slight deviations. But for the last 30, 40, 50 years, we're doing the opposite. We keep splitting ourselves into tribes more. So when something happens in Israel, British Jews are persecuted here. It's like, well, they're not Israelis. They're British Jews. They're British, just like me and you. They should be held responsible for what happens in that country. We have a cricket match in India-Pakistan. What happens 2 years ago? Riots in Leicester. Pakistani youths fighting Indian youths, trying to kill each other because of a match in a foreign country, in a foreign continent.
That didn't happen this time because India smashed everybody.
Did they? Right.
Yes.
But all these problems are all connected. Identity politics, no belonging to the country you live in, not seeing your neighbours as the same as you because we keep thinking they're different, and part of these small communities are doing it. I am different to that community, and this is just the same problem. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers, I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.